last year we were supposed to go to YallWest together.
Then 2020 happened.
Let's not go there. We'll talk about it. So YallWest turned into YallWrite, and it became a virtual festival, which we attended independently, and then just every panel, and we
all
just
day long
texted each other, and
it was good.
It's good.
It was definitely different.
Yeah, it was, and it had more of a focus on writing for craft for authors,
reading
and not reading. Whereas, which we've never been to YallWest before, but I've been to YallFest, which is in Charleston once a year.
Right.
And that one does have some towards craft, but it is also geared towards readers.
Yeah, but I think this year we're back towards readers.
Yes, I'm hoping so for this festival.
Exciting.
So it's going to be virtual again, and it's April.
Let's pull the date.
Yeah.
24th.
April 24th.
Oh, and it's only one day. Strange.
Only one day. I wonder.
Typically it's more.
Yeah, so usually they have like a Friday. What do they call it? Like preview events?
Yeah.
No, it says there will be preview events on Friday, April 23rd, but they haven't been open to register yet. So this is a young adult middle grade book festival. It usually takes place in California.
There was like a ton of people that signed on for the virtual event. Like there was a lot. Thousands.
Yeah.
A lot. Like a really, really abnormal amount of people.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was bored.
Everybody. They had a lot too, so it wasn't just the panels you could sign up for, but they had Instagram lives. Like I didn't even watch everything I wanted to watch.
There was not enough hours in a day.
So many overlap. I wish they just spread it over more days than just one, because I worry it's gonna be the same. A lot of things scheduled overlapping.
Yeah. Well, maybe if they're just doing it. Well, yeah, if they're just doing it, definitely if they're just doing it one day.
Mm-hmm.
Eek. Anyways, we'll be there. Everything we can fit in.
We will watch as much as possible.
Humanly possible. Okay.
So authors, let's look at the list and see who are we excited for.
Well, let's just say the books that are coming out in 2021 are like next level. Like, there are a lot of really, really fantastic stuff. I've never heard of this one, but the cover literally kills me. Charlie Jane Anders, and the book is Victories Greater Than Death.
Mm-hmm. She's got like...
That cover is sick.
It has sci-fi vibes. I mean, look at her author photo. She's got like hot pink hair.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. I'm not familiar with her at all or what this book is about. Let's see. So, okay, Victoria Aveyard.
Groundbreaker. I am excited for that one.
Love her. I follow her on Instagram pretty regularly. Watched her like redecorate her entire home.
She does reels.
She's got a really great skincare routine. I love her dog.
Indy.
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 Have we watched her on a panel before?
I think I've watched her like do her own stuff. So not a panel for like an event, but like watched her have all her own writer conferences.
Okay, yeah.
You know, where she talks with other writers and they talk about writing.
Independently scheduled, not through like a book festival.
Yeah. I don't think I've seen her on a book panel.
Yeah. So have you...
Just kidding. I think she was on YallWrite. I think she did a masterclass with the guy she wrote the graphic novel with.
She did a graphic novel?
Mm-hmm. Let's see if he's on here.
So I know she wrote Red Queen series, which
there's a Red Queen.
Oh, I've missed that. So I know, so she wrote, I've read Red Queen. I'm trying to think of what the second one's called. King's Cage is the third one. I've read the first one, the second one, the third one. And then I need to finish the series on them.
Okay, I don't see him. I'll have to look up his name. It's the guy that wrote the book of School and Good and Evil. The School of Good and Evil.
Oh, I know his name, but I'm gonna mispronounce it. It's like Sonnen? No. It starts with an S. He's right there. Go back down. Right there. Sonnen. We're gonna mess this up. Cheneni.
Please put the book title here.
title here. Yes. Okay. They did do. I remember that now. Seeing them on that together. Okay. So did you read Red Queen?
No, not yet.
Okay. It's pretty good.
I've heard that the pacing in Red Queen is like page turning.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I finished the first 3. So I started the series before it was finished, which is probably why I haven't finished the series, because I binged as many as I could until
the next one came out.
Then you had to wait. Yeah. So I just haven't picked it back up, but I think it's completed now.
It's definitely completed.
So I need to finish
I think there's like a novella in it too.
And her new one is called Realmbreaker, and definitely going to read it too.
The quote for it, there's a quote for it, and I'll have to find it, but it is fantastic. Okay, let's go back up. Let's see. Oh, that was...
Point out people you know or people you want to read.
Well, this one, B.B. Alston is the author, and it's Amari and the Knight Brothers. That looks middle grade. Mm-hmm. It looks super adorable. Like, what a cover.
It's gorgeous. I love her hair.
Looks like there's some magic happening there with maybe a crystal ball.
Yeah, and it looks like a prep school uniform, so I wonder if she's like at a private school of some sort.
Love a school.
I'm a sucker for it. Every time. I mean, who
doesn't
like
system?
Any type of school system, you're always going to have rivalries, and those change as you get older, and there's just so much to layer. Holly Black, unpopular opinion, but I am not a huge fan of Holly Black. I've read The Coldest Girl in Cotown, or The Coolest Girl in Cotown. I don't remember exactly the name of it. And then I read Cruel Prince, but I did not finish the series. And I didn't hate it. It just...
I've read part of Cruel Prince. I didn't get through the whole book.
Yeah. But I did watch her on a panel at YallWest, the one that I attended in person, and she's extremely interesting. And if I was a writer, I think that I would write like she does. I would have, like, we're very similar personality types.
She's very good on screen, like herself personally. She's very captivating.
Yeah.
Easy to watch.
Yeah. But, like, it just, like, her whole writing process in general, I think that would be how I would do it. And that, I wonder if that might be why I don't connect with her books, because it feels like...
You wrote it.
It's a little conceited, but, you know.
War. Oh. This is definitely on the TBR.
So I have this one on my shelf at home.
Uh-oh. I did not know this.
You did? Yeah.
I'm jealous now.
Kelly got it for me.
I'm really jealous. That Medusa
birthday present. It's beautiful.
Snake hair does it for me.
Okay, so I'm going to read that one before the festival. That is a goal. Also, scroll back up. There's
we got this one on Bookish First.
Yes. Firekeeper's Daughter by Angeline Bowley. I'm not sure if I'm saying her last name right. But yeah, so we have Bookish First is a great place to get print arcs. And
you give a little tiny review.
You give reviews. It helps get feedback on, like, first impressions of books. It's a great way to see, like, what new is coming out.
It's a great way to kind of see what's not, like, getting pushed hard on, like, your typical social media platforms also. Yes. Like, you get a different variety of book.
And they have, sometimes they have ebooks, but most of the time the books they send are prints and print copies, which is, like, really what we want.
Yeah.
And every time you do, it's like a point system, so every week you get entered into a raffle, so you could just win out of luck, or if you stock up enough points, you can claim books that you want. So,
and we both claimed this one.
Exactly, we both claimed this one. We knew we wanted it. They haven't had as many good books on Bookish First over the pandemic.
2020.
2020, yeah, it's really hurt
Just
their book choices. So we've been just stockpiling points, excited. Anyways, we will post a link, so if you want a referral code to try Bookish First and get extra points,
we got you.
We got you.
Oh, this one's really cute. Elise Bryant, Happily Ever Afters. Mm-hmm. Look at the computer. Little black girl magic.
That's cute.
Pizza, avocado. And I'm going to have to read the blurb for that one because it looks super adorable.
They say don't judge a book by a cover, but I always do.
Always judge a book by a cover. 100%.
They do. Which y'all books tend to have
great covers.
Great covers.
I mean, I think, I don't even know if I have a cover I don't like.
No, I wasn't in love with the Garcia cover.
Oh yeah, that one's not a great one. Yeah, but
and I think it's because the Garcia
But that
didn't really match to me. Like, she has pink hair on the cover.
But you probably didn't like the cover until you, like, after you read the book.
Yeah.
Then you didn't like the cover. But before you read it, you probably were like, this is a cool cover.
I thought it was okay. It was a lot of pink.
Yeah, it's definitely like
There's a UK cover that's like has the flowers.
It's like white.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. Like hands on it.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that.
There's more of those little red flowers on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which I think are really cute.
So this Happily Ever Afters looks like contemporary.
Definitely contemporary.
Oh, it looks so cute.
Maybe she's baking. This is maybe her own story.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
It looks like a cute contemporary.
I'll be excited to see what she talks. I think some of my favorite ones from virtual panels are debuts. And I don't know if this is her debut.
Yeah.
But if it is, I'll be really excited to watch her.
I always leave these festivals with like an extremely long TBR.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Extremely long.
I'm like, I don't know if I picked that one up on the shelf. And then I listened to the author talk. I'm like, reading that book.
I'm in love.
I'm in love with them.
I'm in love with them, and I want to read what they wrote for me.
Yes. It matters more than.
So I read, we talked about Soman. We really gotta look up how to say his name.
You read his School of Good and Evil, right?
Yeah, so I read that with my kids. So I have 10 and 12-year-old boys. And we read the School of Good and Evil bedtime all together, and it was so cute. They really enjoyed it. They really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's a great middle grade read for fantasy. Basically, two kids go to a school. They're picked from this village, and they always pick one good kid and one bad kid. One to go to the separate schools, and then the schools of good and the school of evil compete against each other each year. And it's funny because the two kids that get picked, the girl who's been preparing as a princess her whole life, gets sent to the school of evil where she doesn't really fit in because she's beautiful, and the school of evil has ugly and witches. And then the girl who's like, all dressed in black and like,
she's gonna go to the
obviously looks like she should belong at the school of evil, goes to school of good.
Yeah, so it just flips everything on its head.
Yeah, it's really cute. It's really cute. I haven't continued the series yet, but my kids have.
He's excellent on panels. He's hilarious.
Yeah, he is.
He's got that kind of humor that like really is like kind of dry and sarcastic, and it's just really funny to watch him talk about himself. Even
he's got a great presence. I watched a panel at YallWest with him, and he was the moderator, and he didn't know he was going to be the moderator until like 5 minutes beforehand. And it was so funny because he's like, hey, I just found out I was moderating this panel. And so he kind of just like chilled and was just like asking questions on the spot.
You guys talk, I'm not talking.
Yeah, but you could tell he was almost just like fangirl with the authors that he's talking. And I think that's what's so cool about these festivals is that the authors that do the moderators have such respect for the authors on the panel that they're just a fan too. And they're like super tickled.
They ask all the questions we want to know.
They do. And they usually open it up for audience questions too.
Probably
great.
The most popular of the day, Cassandra Clare,
Next to
Queen of Iron.
Yeah, next to Holly Black. I say her and Holly Black are both up there together.
I've seen this one. It's a chunkster, big book.
It's a sequel to Chain of Gold, where she continues the Shadowhunter series, which I have not read any of her books. I know she has a lot of books, so it's like a big endeavor.
A lot of books.
Yeah. It's on my to-be read.
She is great
on
panels as well.
I agree. Her and Holly Black are like in real life friends.
Was it? They live like right on the street from each other.
Yeah.
There was one panel we watched, I guess it was the YallWest last year, 2020, and she was talking about, she like read an excerpt of like what she wrote when she was like 12.
Yes.
And the whole time we're all like, we'll take that story.
It was great.
Bring that story back into the picture.
That's one of my favorite events they do, is where they find, and I guess whenever they post the schedule, we'll see the details, but usually it's like one of the last events they have, I guess it's called the Young Adult Smackdown, or Y'all Smackdown is usually what it's called. And inside of it, they have like
they do readings.
It's like juvenile. Yeah, I don't know, they challenged some of the authors to find a piece of work from when they were a kid or early in their career, and they read it for us all to enjoy.
Everything.
It is everything. I still think about Scott. I'm going to mispronounce his name, Ringington. But he read like this love note to his wife, and it was the sweetest thing at YallWest, and was like, and we all cried. It was beautiful.
Also, I remember the guy who wrote Miss. Can't remember his name now. Forget it. It's fine.
Which book?
I'll have to look it up. I'll look it up.
Okay. Yeah, that's usually my favorite section of the SmackDown. They usually make the authors play games and stuff too. In person, it's hilarious.
Home for Peculiar Children.
Oh.
The author for that read an excerpt from his childhood, and it was hilarious. It was like a pretzel. It had something to do with a pretzel and like attacking the pretzel. It was just really funny. He was like one of the first ones that read it.
Yeah.
And we were cracking up the whole time.
That was funny. And that was really on Y'all. That was Y'all Right, which was the replacement of YallWest last year.
Right.
So they'll do something like that again. So definitely register for that event, the SmackDown.
Any one of the ones that sounds like it'll be slightly funny.
Or the Juvenilia. Is that how you say it? It's like juvenile.
Something like that.
But it has an A on it. That's the one where they read stuff from when they were younger. They talk about their younger writing.
It was literally everything.
But yeah, so she'll be real popular.
I don't even think I don't have words. Blackout, if you haven't heard of it, if you don't know who these ladies are, you better get yourself together, go look at it, get ready, pre-order it, do what you gotta do, get it the day it comes out, because it's gonna be literally probably the best book in 2021.
Like, get familiar. If you're not familiar with these amazing women,
it's stacked.
It's stacked. And it's all love stories set in New York City during a citywide blackout.
Chill. I got chills.
I know. It's like a compilation of short stories, right?
Yes.
So we have Danielle, Clayton, Tiffany D. Jackson.
Okay, let's just stop for a second because Grown, I loved Grown. It was beyond beautiful, powerful, like you feel so inspired at the end of it. Her author note at the end of it is like a call to action, and it's just, she has a way with words.
She writes books with purpose, and almost with a vengeance. Like, she comes hard.
She is calling for people.
Yeah, I've read Allegedly by her, and that was amazing. I also highly recommend the audiobook version. It was narrated by Bonnie Turpin, who's like my favorite audiobook narrator.
Anything by Bonnie Turpin, if she is the audio for it, it's a must. Like, it's
gold.
A must.
Gold.
Just anything.
Anything. So I haven't done Grown yet, but I do have it on my library as an audiobook. But anyway, so
continue
okay,
so, this.
Well, and Danielle Clayton. I guess we should just shout out all the authors that wrote this book. So these are all the different authors that wrote Blackout. So we talked about Tiffany D. Jackson. Danielle Clayton's, whose picture's on here, so she's going to be a part of Y'all Right, and she usually
be representing this book.
She usually is. Yeah, she'll be the representation of this book. But Danielle Clayton is a beast of a woman. She helped found We Need Diverse Books, which we do.
And she also has Cake Literacy. It's a literary agency, and they put out books themselves too. So she's got her hand in all of it.
She also has a podcast.
Oh, she does. Yes, I have listened to it.
Her podcast is Deadline City, and it's with Zaradia Cordova.
Yep.
I may be saying her name wrong. Also,
she wrote, because
she is so fierce, and she is making a legacy, and she works non-stop. I also love her relationship with V.E. Schwab. You ever seen them two talk? They both of those authors. What books does
is she incendiary?
Yes. Okay. So
Yeah, this cover too.
Insidious.
This is one of those you pick up off the shelf just because of the cover. Anyways, these two are great on their podcast.
They are.
They're funny.
They are. Okay, so Danielle, Clayton, role model.
Tiny pretty little things.
Tiny
Pretty
things.
pretty things.
Yes.
It's on Netflix now.
Tiny Pretty Things. I've watched the first episode. I haven't read the book. She also has the Belle series, which I really want to read.
She's also one of those that's like anytime she's on a panel, like it's a must watch because she'll make you rethink everything in your life.
Yes, she is a gem. Other authors on Blackout include Angie Thomas, who is the author of
Everything that's great in this world.
The Hate You Give.
On the come up.
Concrete Rose. So I've read.
You just finished Concrete Rose.
I've read The Hate You Give twice. Audiobook and.
I've listened to the audio and I've read it and I watched the movie.
Yeah.
I literally couldn't get enough.
Yes. It was really funny because I got my husband to read The Hate You Give, and then we watched the movie, and that was his first book before movie experience. I really thought that they did a pretty good job with The Hate You Give. Yeah. But I've seen a lot of book
but
to
I think
film.
Angie had a lot to do with.
She did. She was really involved.
The Hate You Give. So like that's probably why for us it felt very similar because she had a big hand in it.
Yeah, and I mean I've read so many books. I've seen so many more book to film adaptations. So I've seen it done really
terrible.
So I thought
it was really good.
I thought it was pretty good. I mean, obviously, some of our favorite characters were cut, like Nana and Devontae. Those are some of the. Well, let's just say my husband was thoroughly dissatisfied with
He's angry.
the movie. He was angry. He was like, "I loved Nana. I loved Devontae. How dare they cut them important characters?"
It's hard to put a book into a movie.
It really is. I think that's why I enjoy the TV shows of the series because you can do it so much.
You definitely
closer
get it.
to
It feels
script.
more like chapters. You're getting that same kind of vibes.
And that's really what we want. We want as much as possible. I thought it was a good adaptation. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Anyways, we read anything Angie writes as well.
Anything.
Sign us up, pre-order. We're done.
I'm in the middle of Concrete Rose right now.
Oh, I thought you finished it.
No, we're doing the audiobook. So we actually on our way here, we listened to 2 parts out of 8. So we're into it. So good.
Great. Maverick.
I love the narrator. I don't know what his name is, but
Good.
it's fantastic.
Solid.
And
Nick.
Stone.
We love you, Nick.
Love you.
Wherever you are in the world right now. We love you.
Her Instagram, like
She's the
her
best.
hashtags. Go read her hashtags, guys.
Yes. If you need something to do in your life today, if you were bored, go read Nick Stone's hashtags. Don't look at her caption. Don't do any of that. Just go read her hashtags. She puts so much effort.
She's body positive.
She's everything positive.
She is constantly at work. She did her race series last year on her IG, where she went on her IG live with a whole bunch of different people and talked about racial issues.
She's busy every night.
It was crazy, eye-opening, and amazing, and like work, but like, oh my gosh. And then she did a series too, like Decolonize Your Classroom for teachers. And I know she did more. I like watched every.
And then when Dear Justice just came out, she did a bunch with like teens that have like a social media platform, or they have a book reviewer platform, or whatever they have. But she did it with them, and I just think the fact that she understands her audience, right?
She does.
She gets who she's talking to so incredibly well.
And like she's passionate, like she's putting out books like every few months.
She
releasing
wants
a new
her
book.
books in the school system. She
works
that's
super
a
hard
goal,
for that.
and I think that's like what some authors don't have, right? They're like, put my book wherever you want it.
Yeah.
But she has a purpose with where she wants her books to go.
She does, and she does middle grade and young adult.
Yep.
And I've read both. I'm a bigger fan of her young adult. Granted, I am an adult.
Well, I think we're going to really love her middle grade that's coming out.
Yeah.
About the Sandlot.
Yes, it's like a Sandlot retelling with black girls, and I am here for that.
So here for that.
So here for that. I love the cover. It's so
It's
cute.
beautiful.
It's adorable. I mean, I've read her Little Grace. I liked Clean Getaway. I thought that it was cute too. And and I read Shuri. Have you seen that one in person? The book itself?
Yeah, it's got purple writing.
The sequel just came out and has blue writing.
I'm like, whatever book ever comes out, please have it colored writing.
Oh, that's so cute.
It makes everything better.
I got to meet her. She was the first author that I met at YallWest when I went. Yeah. And she was super nice. And I was in the middle of Dear Martin, which was the first book of hers I read. So I hadn't finished it yet, but I was in the middle of it whenever I met her. And she, so I met several authors at YallWest. She was one that was the most personable and really took the time with every person that came to her and not just signed, but she drew a little doodle in the book.
Had a conversation.
Had a conversation. Yeah, she had a whole bunch of little goodies. She took a picture. She was
she just goes above and beyond herself personally, and just she's clean.
She's so down to earth. And Angie was nearby, so if you're ever at a festival with Nick or Angie,
they're gonna be together.
The Angie show, check it out on Instagram.
Anytime that they show up on your Instagram live, you better be watching.
I love it, and they just
my favorites are when they sign Tippins.
I know too.
And they
Speaking of which, my copy of Concrete Rose, I did not expect it to be signed, but it was. It was probably during one of those lives that they were signing it.
That's probably one of my favorite things.
So I got to
just watching them sign those papers all night long.
It was the best. So she has a story in here. Ashley, is it Woodfolk? I'm not familiar with her. She's the only one I do not know on this list.
But if she's with these people,
she's got to be phenomenal.
She's phenomenal. I'm about to go stalk her before this, so I know. And Nickeline.
She wrote Everything.
Her and her husband are the cutest.
He's an author too.
Yeah,
David
Frankly in Love. I think it's his current one.
Yes.
He might be on here later. We'll look him up. But.
Yeah, Frankly in Love is his current. He may have a sequel coming out. I think it had a sequel. I read a book by Nicola Yoon. I'm trying to remember what it was called.
I mean, you read Everything.
I didn't read Everything. That was her first one, I think. And then she wrote the one I read. I can picture it in my head. It was
I'll just look it up.
It was a New York City story about a girl who was about to be deported, and a boy. I want to say it was a Jamaican girl and a Korean boy. And the story took place over a single day, and you have their meet cute and their whole.
The sun is also a star.
Thank you. The sun is also a star.
I was gonna say, literally, as soon as you said that, it was all done in a day. I was like, I can picture the cover.
I know, I can picture it too. I can picture it too. I just couldn't think of the name. I actually found a copy of this book at my library bookstore for $1, and it had the sprayed edges, and it was signed.
That's a deal.
No, it looked brand new too.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Also, so her newest one, and it's probably the one, I think she is on the panel for YallWest, we just haven't gotten to her picture yet, but Instructions for Dancing. She just sent Saba one on Instagram, and I'm so jealous of it. I want a personalized one.
We love Saba. I'm still remembering the ashes.
Saba,
she's not on the Y'all.
That's because she's working her butt off to put out whatever she's about to put out for us, and we're gonna die.
We're gonna die. Yeah.
We'll have to have a whole podcast just dedicated to Saba.
For sure.
And Ember, because Ember sets the standard way high. If you haven't read the Ember series, go do it. All 4 books are out.
Audio
quartet.
Audiobook it.
It's great books.
Full cast narration.
You get all.
Oh yeah.
Helene for life. Still not over that one.
Okay. So Blackout. All of these authors we just fangirled over for who knows how long. Wrote this book together. It comes out in June, I think.
Yeah.
June.
Let's go with that. Sounds close enough. Can't come fast enough.
Pre-order it. We were also a fan of supporting authors, and
big time pre-order fans over here.
The more you pre-order,
the more books they put out.
Yes, that helps them get paid.
The publishers will choose to put more books out the more you pre-order.
And even if you can't pre-order, request it at your library, which is free for you to do. And it helps them.
It's the same thing as pre-ordering it.
It is. It still helps the authors. So
And then if you're a library, you put in a request online, call your library. Demand that they get you the book.
Harass your library folks. We support this.
Get the books that we want. Okay, let's see who else we got here. I don't know this one, but I love the unicorn hat.
The Sky Blues.
The Sky Blues by Robbie Couch. So adorable cover. Once again,
it has like the cover's like a little cartoony.
It kind of looks a little graphic novel-ish. Maybe it's graphic.
I really like it. But seeing a boy with a unicorn hoodie on, I'm like, I think it's gonna be cute.
So adorable.
Contemporary feels.
Definitely contemporary.
Looks like we're traveling. He's on a taxi.
Like a soda
can.
So adorable.
I don't know. I love it.
Okay. Flamer by Mike Creato. That's how I'm gonna say his name. Looks really interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can tell what this book is about by its cover.
I don't know. Middle grade or young adult, you think?
I'm gonna say young adult.
You do? I don't know. I can't tell. It has middle grade vibes too, but it feels like the cover's like he seems rebellious. He's
100% rebellious.
He's fighting for something.
I agree with this statement.
Kind of makes me think of the Hunger Games.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel that.
Oh.
Color Me In. I'm currently reading this one. I'm halfway through it and loving every living second of it.
We discovered Natasha
Diaz
last year.
Yeah, at
Y'all Right.
All right.
She was on a couple panels, wasn't she? We watched her on.
We watched her because it was they redid the panel. Oh
yeah, there was one panel last year where the moderator was
terrible,
painful.
We probably are tweeting after and definitely had something to do with the fact that we got a redo of that panel.
Us, plus a lot of other people. The narrator was just moderator was just talking over people.
Yeah, she was just. A moderator's job on a panel for this kind of stuff is not to talk about themselves. It's to talk about the other people that are on the panel. So if you're a moderator, I don't necessarily want to hear all about your book. Like you can tell me at the beginning.
Right.
But then after that, move on to the topic and the other people in the room.
You're the voice of the audience. That's what the moderator is. You're the voice of the audience, and to let us.
So, anyways, we got 2 times.
Yes. So we watched the whole panel, which was a little cringeworthy.
Yes.
And they redid it, and Nick Stone took back over as the new moderator.
Of all.
And she killed it, and it was great. But I loved it both times. But Natasha,
she's so adorable. I think whenever it was Y'all Right, she had just had a baby. And you could there's just certain authors, when they talk about their books, you see, like, such pride. And she's just one of those that, like, her book is an extension of who she is and how she feels about life in the world. The audio is really great.
I haven't read it yet, but it is on my list because of last year. And she's a great speaker, so I'm excited to see her again, especially after last year. So,
we can't wait for you, Natasha.
Yeah, I love her.
We're here for you. Oh, okay.
Your computer froze.
Okay.
Oh, there it goes. I was going to talk about Wings of Ebony.
You got an arc of this, right?
JL. Yes, I actually think I got the arc from Y'all Right.
Oh, maybe you did, actually.
Yeah, I just got it.
I actually entered all the sweepstakes for you because you were busy, and I logged in with your email and signed all of them for you. You're welcome.
I'll share my arc when I'm done.
Thank you. The cover is sweet.
We will read this one before.
100% read this one before.
YallWest.
It's good. Also, JL is really great on social media. She does Instagram Lives a lot, and she is very captivating as a social media presence.
I watched part of her and Saba Tahir. Did you see? So Saba Tahir got the login to Barnes & Noble. And so she was on the Barnes & Noble.
The best ones.
Yeah. And she interviewed, and it was really good.
Okay, great. So the next one we're going to talk about is, well, this one kind of looks really cute, actually.
JK, we're going to talk about this other one first.
We Belong.
By...
I don't know, but you put two girls on the cover looking at the moon like that.
I'm in love with the moon.
In love with the moon.
In love with the moon.
Love with the moon.
So this is by Cookie Hipanya Everman.
Yeah.
It looks beautiful. I think it's middle grade.
It looks a little middle grade.
It feels middle grade.
They look younger.
The girls look younger.
They look like two best friends. They're going on a journey.
But the title,
they love each other.
We Belong, seems like inclusion.
Here for it.
It looks really cute.
So adorable.
So I'll be interested to see if this is her debut, if she has other books.
Also, it looks like she's in Hawaii. It's exactly where I want to be.
The
It
author
also
photo.
looks like she wears gems that we would wear.
Is that amethyst?
She's very happy here in this photo. Love this photo. Okay, next is We Freed the Stars, which is Hafsha, I think. Faisal. Sorry if we got that wrong.
Forgive us. She wrote, this is
We
the
Hunt the
sequel.
Flames.
Yeah, this is the sequel to We Hunt the Flame.
Is this the sequel? Okay, she writing. It's a.
Trilogy?
Don't know. We'll double check that.
I'm sure she'll introduce it on her panel.
We'll put it right here if it's a trilogy or a duology.
I haven't read it. It's
on our shelves.
It was one of those books that I am sad I did not read in 2020 that I guarantee I will read 2021.
100%. She's also really great on a panel. I actually really enjoyed listening to her speak about her writing and even her writing process. It was really beautiful to watch. And I actually literally just today, watched a TikTok of hers, and she's talking about writing. It's hilarious. So you should look out for her.
She has a small business too. I have to look up the name of it, but I want to say they do candles.
Ooh. I love a good candle.
Yeah, but she's also a small business owner, which I think is phenomenal.
We'll find out what it is, link it for you so you can support.
I'm not familiar with either of these.
Wild Tongues Can't Be Tamed. Preach.
And Shadow City.
Francis Flores and Seraphia, maybe? Fennel. Ooh, the Gilded Ones. I'm so upset that I don't have an arc of this in my hands right now. Or maybe it just pubbed, actually.
I think it just pubbed.
I know it got pushed back a little bit, but I think maybe it just pubbed. I was really mad that I didn't get this, because this Outcast by Blood, Warriors by Choice.
Oh my god. Well,
great tagline.
Namina is like the cutest human. She was on some panels last year, wasn't she? And she is like so bubbly and optimistic, and
also like this cover art is like beyond fierce.
Yeah, it's like African inspired.
I mean, the head jewelry, the neck jewelry,
all of it, the whole outfit.
I mean, look at the beads all on the arm. Like, those are just, it's stunning. And the fact that this is a warrior.
I know.
Beautiful.
You can be beautiful
and be a warrior.
And fierce, yes.
Cut people's throats.
Namina shared the other day, someone had done a cosplay of this cover art, and it's gorgeous.
I have to find that one.
Yeah.
I've seen that one.
It was on Namina's Instagram. It was gorgeous, but someone had done the makeup, and then she even did the like streak down the cheek.
I mean, that's like a design. That's not just like streaks down a cheek. That's like...
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's like henna. Anyways. Okay. Oh, I'm really excited for this one because loved both of these graphic novels. Cami Garcia, Teen Titans, Beast Boys, Loves Raven. I'm a sucker for all of these stories.
I am too. So,
I think Raven was first. I think I said those backwards.
Yeah, Raven was first.
Beast Boys came out next.
Yeah, so we've partnered with DC, and they sometimes send us arcs of these books. Love them. I don't know how we lucked into that.
Also Wonder Woman. We got a Wonder Woman one that was really good.
Oh yeah, we've gotten several. We've gotten some the Superman fights the Klan.
Yeah, that one was fun.
That one. Anyways, Raven was the first one, and
really
it's
good.
like
I own that one.
Yeah, bought it 100%. It's set in New Orleans.
So good.
It's got witch
She's like
vibes.
feisty, but like really like I don't even know how to explain Raven. She's a piece of me. I am Raven.
Right, like everything New Orleans, like Nola, I love.
If it's set in
And
New Orleans, Amanda's gonna read it.
where's the lie? Where's the lie? So true, so true. So Raven, I loved more than Beast Boy, only because I'm partial to Nola.
No, Beast Boy is like
The ultimate cinnamon roll.
the ultimate cinnamon roll.
His graphic novel, so they're independent of one another, so you don't have to read them in order.
Well, you're
But-
clearly gonna need to read them to know the next one.
Well, you could read Beast Boy or Raven
Yeah, there's no like, particular.
independently.
Yes, I agree with this statement.
But the proper order is Raven, then Beast Boy. But Beast Boy is like a vegan. And so sweet, and like an animal activist, and like...
Which is like, hilarious.
Yeah.
Right? His name's Beast Boy.
It is, I mean, it makes sense. He's like, I turn into animals, I don't want to eat them. Yeah.
So adorable.
So cute, so cute. And he's like kind of that awkward teenage boy who's like trying to do the cool things to fit in, but like also struggling. And he's got a cool group of friends too. So that one is really cute.
Him and Raven are just like total opposites, so like them interacting is just gonna be gold.
And seeing like the cinnamon roll type male characters in graphic novels for young adults
It's
is
good.
like brilliant.
Yeah,
It's like what I
because
want.
he's not the quote-unquote hero.
Yeah, he's not what you would expect.
He's not the nice guy finish last. He's gonna finish first.
Yeah. So then
Cammy's really cute too. We watched her on a panel. She moderated a panel. I don't remember now what we talked about because I was just enamored by her. She was really great.
Yeah, so Beast Boy and Raven, Beast Boy Loves Raven comes out September this year. I'm hoping I can get my hands on an arc.
To the book gods,
Please.
we plead.
Please. Which we'll probably buy it anyways. But yeah, Cammy's fantastic. She also wrote Beautiful Creatures. That turned into a movie, right?
I think so.
I'm not sure.
But I
But
don't think I watched the movie.
she co-authored that one with Margaret Stoll.
Oh.
Margie Stoll.
Which Marguerite is the reason we're all here.
Right, she's a
Reason
founder of...
Have YallWest.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you. We're here for it.
I don't know what I was gonna look up. It's fine. Okay, so we've got Ramona Garber, who is gonna be talking about her second book in the series. The first one is Lasagna.
Yeah.
Am I saying that accurate? I'm pretty sure I'm saying that accurate. Anyways, we haven't read that one yet, but she was really
Werewolves.
great to watch on panel as well.
Yeah, so hers is a own voice story, and it's Argentinian fantasy.
Yeah, it's just
Werewolves.
something we need in the book world.
The cover art on it is
Stunning.
gorgeous. On this one too. I like both. So I will probably read them. I'm kind of excited. I haven't read the first one yet though, so that way I can like do a back-to-back.
Yeah, we're bad
Situation.
about waiting until,
Yeah.
especially if we know they're like 2s or 3s, because we can't control ourselves.
Yeah.
And then we just theorize for decades about
I
what we think is gonna happen.
I prefer to binge a series. Like I would love to binge a series, start to finish,
Heck yeah.
then have to wait. And I get it why they wait, but like,
Well, they gotta write it.
well, they have to write it. That is a good point.
Most of the time they're in like edits. When we're reading the first one, they're in edits.
So true.
Copy edits of the second one, so it's just behind a little bit.
But like, if you can release them sooner,
Let's do that.
let's do
We're here for that.
We're
We'll
here for it.
Sign whatever petition we gotta sign.
that. I love the cover art for that. The elephant in the room.
It's really beautiful. We have a thing for elephants.
Yeah,
Who doesn't?
who doesn't? But like that pink.
And the black. Yeah, it really looks beautiful. I have no idea what it's about.
Looks middle grade.
Ooh, she has another one. It says best-selling author of Counting by Sevens.
Haven't heard of that one
It's
either.
definitely got to be middle grade.
It's got to be middle grade. It looks so cute. I will read it.
So cute. The next one is actually on this one because I got it from my book of the month for February maybe.
Are you still a book of the month member?
No.
No.
I go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I pause and unpause, you know?
Yeah. A little different. Well, it's hard to decide if you want to pre-order something that month or if you want to. We all got a budget, folks.
Exactly. And sometimes I just don't like any of the options that I have. They just don't excite me, so I pause.
Do they have a lot of young adult options?
So These Violent Delights with Chloe Gong was one of the more recent young adult ones that really looked exciting.
Yeah. So it's set in like Shanghai, from what I've heard.
Yes.
And is it like historical fiction meets fantasy?
I think so. I think it's a little bit of both. But I don't know if you've ever seen her on social media, but she's freaking hilarious. And she's all the time poking fun at authors and like making fun of herself, and it's just like really nice to see. Not like, it's like a good, like, she's just living life and enjoying this moment and like really taking it like full force, and I think she's a beautiful human.
Oh, so exciting. I know.
And there's a second one.
Yes.
I think it's fixing to pub in like half a second.
I follow Bookstagrammer Captivated Pages, Amy, and she co-hosts POC Monthly Reads Book Club, and they featured this one last month, and I didn't get to read it in time, but I heard that everyone that joined that book club loved it.
Yeah, I've heard everybody that's read this has loved it.
Yeah.
But I just think it's refreshing to see a younger adult actually writing a young adult book.
Yeah,
Because usually, I mean, let's be honest, it's older people.
Yeah, I mean,
older adults writing young adult books.
I don't know when I will not read young adult.
Right? Just speaks to our soul.
It does. It does.
Ooh, this will be interesting. I'll be interested to see him speak. Alan Gratz, Ground Zero, a novel of 9/11. Maybe non-fic?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Or historical fiction. I don't know if it's... What's the blurbs on there say? Does there any blurbs?
It says, in an instant, the world can change forever. Probably fic.
Yeah, I'll be curious. That's so interesting. So I did, I was homeschooling my kids for a little while. They're back in public school now, but I was homeschooling them and we did a whole segment on 9/11. There's a lot of really great literature out there.
A lot.
For historical fiction, 9/11 materials.
And this one kind of looks like it's maybe in middle grade terms.
It looks middle grade. The boy on the cover looks...
Which I think the only other middle grade has to do with, that really hits on historical stuff is like the I Survived series.
Those are good. We always read those.
Always read those.
They're always, like, I always want more.
Yeah.
Like, they don't go as in-depth as I want to, but they're...
They've reached the surface.
They're good for younger elementary ages,
Yeah, you're
specifically.
introducing them to the history of life.
Yeah. I bet that'll be interesting.
Wait a minute. Didn't we just see this one? Edited. 15 voices. So this is an anthology.
Yes. Wild Tongues Can't Be Tamed.
It's an anthology. Oh, I just got really excited. I don't know what it is about a book that holds multiple voices that just sounds really exciting.
Have you read an anthology before?
No, I can't say that I have.
I haven't either. I have a few that are on my list to read. One is called Black Enough. Someone recommended that to me recently, and I definitely want to read it soon. Obviously, Blackout, we talked about earlier. There's some others that I can't come up to mind. But
this one just got moved to the top of the TBR.
It says 15 voices from the Latinx dysphoria.
And then the chick we said earlier is edited it. So she's actually going to be talking on the panel too, which is fun. I think that might be our first editor.
I think so.
That'll be cool.
That would be really neat.
Okay. Next is Desmond Hall, Your Corner Dark. This looks very contemporary.
It does.
Contemporary
Tropical.
all the way. Looks like Oh, I think that says Jamaica actually.
Oh, it does. It's kind of blended. It's hard to see.
Yeah, it says Jamaica. That'll be fun. Cute.
I love a Jamaica story. I love a tropical story. I'm not gonna lie.
Anywhere.
Like, if you put me near water, hello, Fable. Put me near water.
Let's not go to Fable, okay?
And I'm there. I'm gonna say though, Adrian Young is not on this list.
angry, call her, get her on here, demand it. We want to see her.
So, I actually discovered YallWest because of my obsession with Adrienne Young. So I
If you don't have an obsession with Adrienne Young, you're about to, because we're not going to stop talking about her.
We're about to. We'll have to do a whole segment on her.
She gets a whole segment.
Alone. So I read Sky and the Deep, fell in love, but just fell in love with her as a human too. So she writes brilliant books, but she is just a beautiful human.
Yeah, she just stands for a lot of the same things that we stand for. Mm-hmm. The way we see the world, the way we think about the world. You can appreciate a book a lot more when you appreciate the author, and you can see things through the author's eyes.
Yes. And
she makes it very easy to do that.
Because when you write a book, you're writing a part of yourself. And so if you see similarities in yourself between the author, then you're going to see that in the characters as well.
She does it great. Anyways, so, we're angry. I know she's probably super duper busy. She's got like half a dozen books coming out.
She just moved. We follow her religiously on social media. I did meet her at YallWest. So I discovered YallWest because I was following her, and she went to one in 2018, and I found out about it.
Bumped into Kristen on the sidewalk, right? This is the story.
This is 2019. So she went in 2018, and I was like living in Florida, so it was a short drive to get to Charleston, but it was like that weekend. And my husband's like, let's go. And I was like, I don't know. It's really, really, really short notice.
I don't do short notice.
I don't do short notice. So I was like, next year. So next year I stalked YallWest, and we made it like a huge thing. And luckily my husband knows like how big of a nerd I am. He always talks about how big of a nerd I am, but I don't realize I'm a nerd until I went to YallWest, and then I realized I was nerdier.
I'm a book nerd.
I was nerdier than most.
We really care about the authors.
Yes. But my husband went, my kids went, my husband and my kids.
Everybody up in the truck.
Everyone up in the truck. They stayed at the hotel and like gamed the whole weekend.
Which, let's be honest, that's what they'd rather do.
And I rode solo, but I ran into like people that I knew from Litzy and Instagram, and it was pretty cool.
The book world clashes at these festivals.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of people that ride solo to those things because their families are like, I support you, but you gotta go on your own.
I'm not going to that.
Yeah. The thing that surprised me the most was people that were in line to like wait like 40 minutes to see an author for a book they've never read. And I'm like, well, you're in for a treat. Like, I'm glad you're here. You should read this book. Like, oh my gosh. So anyway, so Adrienne went. She's the reason I discovered YallWest, and therefore the sister festival, which is YallWest. And
which the names are so similar. We get them mixed up all the dang time.
Forgive us. And after I went to that one, that one's always in the fall, like in November. Yeah. And then YallWest happens in April. So as soon as I went to that one, we booked our 2020 trip.
We will not speak of this. Instantly got canceled. Oh,
so sad.
Angry.
So sad. But we seen her there. And so I met Adrienne, and you know that Adrienne comes as a couple with Kristen Dwyer.
They're like BFFs.
They're CPs. They're amazing.
They're just good people. You can just get that from them.
They're like us, like doppelgangers. Like it's kind of freaky. Like we
really weird similarities.
We watch them interact, and we're like,
had that conversation
that's
before.
Us. We are them. They are us. Love them. So
but her work speaks for itself.
It really does.
Like it. I think she was Reese's book club.
For Fable. Yeah. Namesake.
We got an arc of it. We already read it.
Yeah, we've already read it. It's great.
It pubs
next week.
Maybe.
Soon.
I don't know. I just pre-ordered my signed copy today.
I pre-ordered mine too. From Malaprops.
Today was the last day because I'm a procrastinator. So.
Yeah.
But we got it. Anyways, I don't know how we got Adrienne Young.
We could
stay here forever.
We could stay here forever. Well, she's not at Y'all, right?
Oh, that's right. That's why we're not getting better. We're angry.
That's a shame. And
Nick and Angie aren't here either.
Nick and Angie aren't here either.
There's a few from last year that aren't here this year. That I get it. They're just busy. They got a lot going on in life. But like,
yeah,
we want you.
We want you. And these festivals tend to highlight a lot of debut authors, which is exciting.
It's good
because
that's the purpose.
Every year, like I said, I come into it with the TBR.
Right, but you come out with a really.
I come out with a really long TBR. And books that, like, I may not have been immediately captivated by, I'm like...
Yeah, and then you fall in love with the author and you're like, I'm freaking reading that.
I gotta read that. Yeah. That human
wrote that
book.
I'm reading it. Sold. Okay, we'll move on.
Let's jump to her.
Oh. Jordan. Do you know how to say her last name?
No.
Anyways, her first book is Raybearer, yes. And we found her through this festival last year.
She did a makeup tutorial on IG.
I just remember her. Do you remember her background?
Yeah.
I loved her background because every time she moved, it would like shift in and out. Mm-hmm. And it was just like dreams.
Last year was we'll just call 2020 the year of Zoom.
Yes.
We all know. We're all in Zoom, and so the backgrounds, and
she crushed it. It was like really similar to her book cover. It had the same vibes, maybe even that.
It might have been the book cover.
Might have been the same thing. I can't remember, but it was just really beautiful, and she's just like so sweet.
She really is. So I am a part of a markup postal book club. Don't come at me.
They write in the books, people. They write in the books.
Don't come at me.
They own them.
We own
Someone
them.
owns them.
So how it works is there's 4 people in a group, and you each buy a book and
spin it around the world.
Agree to read it, yes, and then we send it to each other. And so over the course of 4 months, you read
all of our doodles in it.
All of our doodles. Yes, we write our notes, our love notes, our hearts. Those are my favorite ones, though, to keep and get signed. And
listen, this is how much I loved you. I doodled in your whole book and wrote just how much I gushed over all these things.
Yes, and I shared it with 3 other people, and we loved it. And it's like one of my favorite book clubs, to be honest. It's great.
Anyways, she's in it for you.
Yeah, so I'm the one that I'm currently in. Now, I'm sad because the group just started. This was the first month for it.
You're on like the end of it for her, right?
On the end of it. So I will get to read Raybearer in 3 months.
Problems. This is the only downside to what you do. You don't have control over what you're reading.
That is true. But you know what? I read books that I never intended to read, too.
That's true. You read a lot of random like poetry books and like...
Yeah, I get exposed to a lot of
stuff.
stuff.
I think you read some non-fic, right?
Yeah. Non-fic's not my best. My favorite. But I do get exposed to it.
It's a variety.
It is a variety. So, I will not get to read her book before this festival.
Is this a Cruella book?
A what? Oh, Cruella.
101 Dalmatians.
Hello, Cruel Heart by Maureen Johnson. Didn't we see her last year?
Look up what sounds really familiar.
You're gonna have to look up what other books she writes. I feel like she was on some panels last year that we really fangirled over. Her name is familiar.
Anyways, Cruella.
Yeah, so none of her books jumped out at me, but her name seems really familiar. But a Cruella Duville.
We're always here for a villain.
Retelling.
Villain arcs galore. We'll read anything with a villain telling the story.
Yeah. Does it have Disney? It has Disney's logo at the top, so it's a Disney imprint.
So it'll be... Oh, here's another person for Wild Tongues Can't Be Tamed. They're taking over.
They are. So this is the third.
I'm super excited.
The third voicing from this 15 Voices.
Here for this. Next person is Leah Johnson. She's great to watch as well. She's also a killer on social media. She is very fun to watch.
She is.
But I think it's just because she knows herself really well, and I think that's really inspiring from a younger adult to see them just be really firmly grounded in who they are.
Yeah. She's confident.
Yes.
She wrote You Should See Me in a Crown, which debuted last year.
Yep.
And that was
what she was at the festival last year for.
Right, and she talked about, which was on my to be read, which I actually just read. It was part of that markup book club I was just talking about.
Let's just say if Netflix wants to pick that one up, we're here for it.
Do it. It'd be
great.
So cute.
Great Netflix movie.
So cute. So you're talking about...
Buy the rights to that.
Yeah. So you're talking about Black Joy. You're talking about queer female-female relationship done beautifully for young adult audience.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely what's missing in the market.
Yeah. It deserves a place on the shelf. It's so good.
It deserves a place on the shelf. So this is Rise to the Sun. I'm not sure if it's a sequel or if it's another story.
I don't think so, because these girls don't look familiar to
They're not the same chick on the
You
screen.
Should See Me in a Crown.
So maybe it's further along in life. Maybe it's a different character. Who knows? Excited.
Yeah, it's another contemporary from her.
I'm sure she'll tell us about it on the panel. Amy.
Amy Kaufman. So
I love you as well.
The Other Side of the Sky. You know, Fable Bands participated. I think they participated.
If you don't know what Fable Bands are, we're wearing them. They're headbands. They're bookish headbands. They're great. You should look them up. Instagram, order, pre-order. Everything that they put out is high quality.
Yeah.
The best.
It's great. And you can use Bookkeeper 10 and you can save 10% off the purchase.
It's great. Anyways, Amy Kaufman is probably one of the funniest people. No, I take that back. J
Kristoff.
Yes.
So
they wrote a book together.
They wrote a book together. So they wrote the Illuminae Files series.
Didn't they write Aurora too?
Aurora Rising, I think so. Yeah. They co-authored that one too. So they're friends and they're both hilarious.
But they're always they live in Australia. She lives in Australia because anytime she's on panels for us, she's like up at 4 a.m.
It's like an insane
she's
hour.
like in her pajamas.
Yes, she's great. She is great. I have heard nothing but rave reviews. So I think Fable Bands, or at least some of the other Fable Bands reps, participated in a book club with this one.
Read this one? The Other Side of the Sky.
Yeah, it just came out. It's like brand new.
Well, this is a new partner. I'm not sure I've heard of Megan Spooner before.
I haven't either.
But if Amy puts her seal of approval on it, then
yeah,
we'll read it.
I've heard nothing but good things. The cover art for it just looks so whimsical and like there's
they're clearly on the edge of maybe an island.
A cliff. There's a city in the sky.
There's water. There's like maybe it looks like there's multiple moons there.
It just has a whole vibe.
Whole vibe we vibe with.
We vibe with. So we're going to read this one. I don't know if we're going to get to this one before the festival, to be honest with you.
No, because our TBR is really stacked. But
maybe
it goes on there on the TBR. But
I'm excited to hear them talk about it because I honestly know nothing about it. So I've seen the marketing for it a bunch.
Yeah, on Instagram.
But I really don't know what it's about.
Next one is Mike Johnston, Confessions of a Dork Lord. This looks like my 9-year-old would love this.
It does.
Definitely graphic novel vibes. It says...
Well, and it says Confessions of a Dark, but then they rewrote it as
Dork. Which is cute.
So cute.
So we'll be looking for that one to find out if our children love it. That's a beautiful author photo for Leanne Z. Kemp. So I'm going to hope that name is. Somewhere Between Bitter and Sweet is the name of the title. And that artwork is beautiful as well. And sometimes the artists that write book covers or that draw book covers illustrate them are not featured enough.
So did you know, I didn't realize this until YallWest, but authors do not typically have any say at all for as far as what their book covers look like.
Yeah, which is madness.
If they're traditionally published. Now, sometimes they have a good team and they do get feedback.
Or they get a little opinion.
Or they get an opinion. It's rare, but sometimes authors will write it into
I'll be
their
curious
contract.
to know if she did.
And sometimes even authors will illustrate their own covers.
Ooh, who Isabel did this.
Isabel Ibanez for
Woven in Moonlight.
And Written in Starlight.
Yeah, she did her own.
But this one really does feel like you can feel
the representation.
Between her author photo and this cover. So
it definitely means something.
Yeah, there's some link there.
It's beautiful.
It really is.
Recorder Presents The Last Fallen Star by Gracie Kim. Don't know this one, but once again, looks like something I should be adding to my TBR for my son.
Yeah.
Because he definitely would like it.
It's middle grade. You can definitely tell it's fantasy.
Looks kind of like the
Arusha, The End of Time.
Kind of got the same vibes.
Rashni Choksi.
The same colors. Gosh, I keep doing that.
Keep clicking it. Ooh. Oh, J Kristoff. We already talked about him. So he is
Can
going
we
to
talk
be,
about him enough?
yeah, he
think
is going to
so.
be repping Aurora Burning, which is the book that he co-wrote with Amy Kaufman.
Second one.
The second one for the Aurora Rising
The
series.
sequel.
He also has a new book coming out in September called Empire of Vampires, and if you didn't know,
You just pre-ordered that one.
all U.S. copies will be signed.
Let's just say that again for the people in the back. All U.S. copies will be signed, which is like a crazy thing because like that never happens in the book world. Like
especially with an established author.
Like this ain't his debut.
You know his pre-orders are going to be intense.
Oh, that's
Period.
a lot of books. He's signing a lot of pages.
I'm so excited. His Instagram is hilarious.
Yeah, he's always doing
His
some
social
crazy
media presence. He is so funny and down to earth, and he loves seeing fan art.
And he really, I was fixing that. He really reacts with his fan base, and that's just kind of beautiful to see.
Yeah, he's always on panels, and he's hilarious. He cusses a lot.
We're here for it.
We're here for it. Like, I have not met him in person, but it is a goal.
We'll find him. We're not stalkers.
I don't think we will.
Marie Lou.
So you've read one of her books. I have it on my physical shelf at home, but I have not
read
started.
the Legend series, all of it, because it's beautiful.
I have watched her in panels before.
Yeah, she's great. She's hilarious.
Brilliant.
She is gonna be there talking about Sky Hunter, which is her latest novel, and I think she's actually writing the sequel now, or maybe she's already finished that and it's fixing the pub. I can't remember. But anything Marie Lou puts out is gonna be epic. I think this one has to do with like fighting and like war, and it's just gonna be epic. But if you haven't read Legend, you should. Day is a cinnamon roll that you need in your life.
I gotta read that one. Well, Alex London, I seen him on some panels last year, and you know what?
Was he there for a middle grade last year though?
I think so. I can't think of what book. He always ends up on my list.
I can vividly remember the back of his room, and he had this like incredible bookshelf behind him, and I was just like in awe of his bookshelf, and I was like, I want that.
The one thing cool about 2020 is we got to see inside people's houses. And most book lovers are introverts, so it's kind of fun for us to see without actually having to go.
Where they're writing these books at.
Yeah, his house is cool in a non-creepy way.
Non-creepy way. We're not crazy.
He is always really fun to watch on panels.
Yeah, he's really a vibrant person.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very fun. He interacts very well with all the other authors that are on panels, and it just makes like any panel really fun.
Yeah, so I guess this is his new book because I'm not familiar with it at all. Gold Wings Rising.
But I'm always here for a bird or raven. Like, you put that kind of thing on a cover, and I'm here for it.
It looks dark.
It looks
ominous.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
There's no description. Any blurbs in my life right now. Let's see. Diana Ma, heiress apparently. Don't know this one.
Looks like a contemporary.
Fortune favors the bold. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a contemporary. I wonder if it's her debut. I'm not familiar with her at all.
Neither, but I'm definitely gonna go now. Okay, so the next one we have is An Emotion. The book is called An Emotion of Great Delight. And Tahiri Murphy. What did she was on a panel last year, right?
Yeah, she's married to Ransom Riggs. What? Who is the author of... He's the author of the Peculiar Children series. We couldn't remember his name earlier. But they're married.
I don't know that we know many. Okay, I say that, and then the Humes are married. I was gonna say, I don't think we know many like writers that are married and writing, but wow, I just became a fan.
They are so cute together.
Well, we watched a panel, and she moderated the panel. I'm pretty sure she moderated the panel. I might be mistaken. But she was so cute because she was just like really honest, and she was like, I've never done this before. Like, this is way out of my comfort zone. And it was just really beautiful to have that like human interaction moment.
I know. And I remember him whenever Ransom did some of his, like their background, like their house looked so...
They were in different rooms, that's why now I'm like questioning everything because I don't remember. I'm like Did that house look the same? No, definitely
No,
not. So.
they were in different rooms. They tricked you. Yes, I haven't read any of her stuff.
What's the other? She did the series, right?
I don't know.
Next on the list, Sam Maddox.
Girl crush. Hello.
Big time crush. She had the cutest little cat ear headset last year on the panels. And
She did.
after that, I actually bought her book. I don't think it was her first book, but I bought the graphic novel she did. Not a graphic novel. Take that back. And it's Wasp, the Unstoppable Wasp.
Oh yeah, so she wrote in
And
the DC world, right?
yes, and it's just. No, I don't think that's DC. I think
No,
that's
it's
Marvel.
DC. Oh yeah, you're right. She talked about how interesting it was being a woman in the comic world.
Yeah, she definitely said it was not
It's a
easy.
struggle. It's a struggle, and there's a lot of people trying to break down those barriers to get more books that are
She also
representational.
does a lot of. I thought she was really inspiring because she does a lot of different writing. So like she writes for like video games and things that are like not typical.
Yeah.
Anyways,
She's also
I was in
done
love with her, and she's so cute. She had like a blue shirt or something.
You have to watch her panel. She's
I'll
like,
never forget it.
she is
It was
memorable
burned into my brain.
and so cute. We're both like, I love her. Yeah. So she's gonna be repping Tell No Tales, which kind of looks like a graphic novel. I don't know if it is or not.
I
It
don't
might.
know, but it's an all-female cast, and there's a cat on the cover, and it looks like they're pirates.
I'm here for
All
all
of
of
those.
those. Yes.
Next is Crombie. If you've never watched him,
Oh,
he's great as well.
So I haven't read his book. So we have on
He's middle
ourselves.
grade.
Yeah, he's middle grade, and he wrote Tristan Strong Punches a Hole in the Sky.
We started this with my 9-year-old, but he's in this phase of like he wants to read graphic novels in his life.
Yeah.
But so we started it, so I did read 4 of it.
Well, my 12-year-old read it and devoured it, and he gets like book privileges where if he does certain things, he'll get a free book basically, and I'll buy any book for him. And he bought the second book of this like as soon as it came out. That means something. If he's like, I already know without a doubt which book I want.
So this book he's going to be talking about is the last gate of the Empire.
Emperor.
I can't read.
The Emperor.
Looks robots. Looks maybe a little Star Wars-ish. Are those fairies?
I don't know. They do look like fairies.
The ducklings.
They do. They are flying. There are flying people in the background of this cover.
We're here for it. We support.
Yeah, his Instagram is always super funny too. He kind of reminds me of my brother-in-law Ryan.
He had like paper mask or something last time.
He's so silly.
He's really fun.
He is so fun. Yeah.
He's good character.
Ooh.
The next one is Karen and Magnus, the cousins. Family First Always. This definitely looks like murder.
She wrote One of Us Is Lying.
Oh, I've got that one.
It's
I haven't read it yet.
a thriller.
You gotta be in the mood for a thriller.
You really do.
We read fantasy. It's our bread and butter. So to step out of that sometimes takes us a little bit.
And you know what? As I'm thinking, I don't know that I've read many y'all thrillers. I think all the thrillers that I've read were adult. So,
Gone Girl and those kind of.
yeah. So I need to read.
Well,
I
next
really,
one
really
is-
want to read One of Us Is Lying.
I'll be interested.
I wonder if this one's related.
It kind of has that same feel. Honestly.
The cover seems
Because I think
similar.
that when the X's on faces is really similar to her lyrics.
I know that at YallWest, her line was incredibly long.
Yeah, she's got a big following.
So
Big fans.
she must be
Very.
great.
The Ravens by Cass Morgan looks fun.
And Danielle Page.
Oh, Danielle Page, yes. Oh, we know Danielle Page.
Yeah, Danielle Page was on some of the Y'all Right panels, and she was at YallFest too. She's written several
Lots
books.
of books.
I haven't read any of her stuff yet.
And it says these sorority girls are real witches. Dun dun dun.
Mom, you're witches. Any witch story.
Any witch story. Oh, also Bethany Morrow.
Mm-hmm.
Love her.
She wrote Songs Below Water.
Mm-hmm. Yes, which is sirens, not mermaids. Sirens.
Sirens. Haven't read it on.
Heard great things.
Yeah, I've heard great things.
Once again, the TBR is extremely long.
I think I want to say that was her debut last year. A Song Below Water.
Can't confirm or deny.
I'm not sure, but I know that was my first introduction to her was that.
Then we've seen her on panel.
We seen her on panel.
And then I really got interested in her social media. And she did a lot of talking with, she went on a couple lives with Excel.
Yes, she's a big social justice warrior. Fierce. So I guess she has a new book coming out called A Course Rises.
Yeah, it says a Song Below Water novel, A Course Rises. So it must have something to do with the first one. I don't know if it's a sequel or not.
This one doesn't have siren vibes.
No, this one definitely feels different.
This one feels like she's going to high school somewhere. That's what I feel like. She's looks like first day of school outfit with a cell phone in your hand.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so Danielle Page will be, so both authors of the Ravens book, Cass Morgan and Danielle Page, will both be there together.
There's Ransom Riggs.
Ransom Riggs, yes.
Oh, there's another one in Miss Pettigrews. Peculiar. I mean, those words.
Struggle Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
Thank you.
I haven't finished the series because he keeps coming out with more. He just scrolled a lot.
Yeah, he puts out books.
But I loved his series now. I mean, I think it would be a little creepy for some kids because there are like monsters in it. So if your kid, yeah, my 12-year-old's, he's a big chicken. Yeah. He does not like anything scary at all. So I would not suggest those to him at this point in the stage. But my 10-year-old would love them. It's real cute.
The Vanishing Deep, didn't we see that on
Bookish First? Yeah, that was on Bookish
I
First.
think I entered for that one and did not win it. Angry.
Yeah, I entered for it too. So I'm gonna say like this cover art.
Not my favorite.
It's not my favorite. And I really wasn't excited to read. So Bookish First, one of the things they do is they give you the first like 3 chapters.
Yeah, you read like an excerpt.
And so you read an excerpt. So you get like the first 3 chapters, and then you write a short review over what your first impression was. Your impression. Yes, and I loved it. And I was like, man, had I had points, I would have claimed that book. But I did not.
But it's not one that we would pass on the shelf probably because of the cover.
But yeah, the cover I would totally pass because we judge books by their covers. To be honest.
Sometimes.
I'll be interested to hear her speak. And I do hope to eventually.
Astrid Stoll. I don't think we said her name. Stoll. Okay, AJ Sass. Step into yourself, Anna on the edge. This looks like ice skating.
It does look like ice skating. Middle grade, I'd say for sure.
Yeah, so that one's super cute.
That was new to me.
Oh, The Anti-Book by Raphael Simon. This is interesting. I don't know anything about this, but clearly it's going to be anti the world we love.
I love how his author photo is also like
blocking
out his face.
I find that incredibly fascinating.
That's so cool. And his hat just says author.
Also, oh my god, I just saw that. Wow. So it'll be cool to see him on panel. See his face. Okay, so then we've got Infinity Reaper by Adam Silvera. He also does a lot of lives with Victoria Aveyard on Instagram.
I've seen his presence. Yeah.
He's really nice because he is very open and honest about his health and his mental health and his journey in life. And I think that just does a lot for people that struggle with anything to be able to relate to someone else, and he's very open and honest with that.
Yeah, it's really
and I read Infinity Sun, which is the first novel of this, and he has a very, very interesting magic system in this book that is way different than anything else that's out there. So you should read it. It's good.
Oh,
Which is David Gold.
We
have tried so hard to get hard with this book.
We have tried hard.
So hard to get hard.
It is not perfect. This cover art.
No words. Cinnamon Smart. It is a beautiful cover.
Like, I do not need a blurb.
No, I'll read it.
I will read this one.
For one, witches.
Witches.
Great. Steeped. Sounds fantastic.
And I'm like, who are these two women on the front? Do they know each other? Are they rivals?
I'm gonna bet rivals.
You're gonna bet rivals?
Gonna bet rivals.
What's it say at the top?
It says, their order divides them, their revenge will unite them. Rivals.
But they'll be united, so is this gonna be...
Rivals to lovers?
Ooh. Enemies to lovers or enemies to friends? Either way, I love...
Somebody wants to send me a copy of this book. Let me know.
I'm ready to read it.
Angie Thomas has another one coming out. Lost in the Neverwoods. We'll read anything Aiden puts out.
Yeah, Cemetery Boys was so cute.
The cover for it is
Oh my gosh.
so cool.
Barnes & Noble did a special edition to where they did like
You got the special edition.
I did. I did. I'm always like slow to order special editions because like
They're not the best.
I don't want to order if I don't know what it looks like. But the Barnes & Noble one, they like showcased it and then put it out on the shelves, right? So you kind of knew. But if you took off the dust jacket, it had it like printed in with the foil stamp. So beautiful.
Yeah, I remember when you sent me the photo of it on the shelves.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
It's fun.
I really love that one though, and this one's like a Peter Pan. I
Always
think,
here for
right?
Peter Pan.
Lost in the
I
Neverwoods.
would think so. I have not read the blurb for it, but the Neverwoods sounds very Peter Pan-ish to me.
And Margaret Stoll,
Mm-hmm.
she is a founder, I believe, of YallFest and YallWest.
Yeah, she's doing Spider-Man noir.
She is a fierce feminist, and she pulls no punches.
And she does not hold her tongue.
And I love it because anytime she's on a panel, like she will get raw and uncomfortable and just discuss things.
Yeah.
And it's always for the benefit of the audience. And
100%.
it works out great, and I'm just in love with her.
Yeah.
Girl crush.
She's a great human.
Yeah.
The best human.
Mm-hmm.
Revenge of the Sluts by Natalie Walton. Wattpad books. This is interesting.
Think it's gonna get banned?
This has me excited.
It's gonna get banned.
It doesn't matter if it's getting banned. What's interesting is it's Wattpad books.
Oh, that is cool.
That's the online platform that authors use to put out work. They are unpublished, or I think even if they're published, you can put out stuff on YallBooks.
It's free. Anybody can log in and create an account and read
You
for
can
free.
you can read a lot of fanfic on there.
Yeah.
You get lost in fanfics.
Some published authors even go on there and put on some of their previous work that they don't think that they're going to sell.
Like Nick has some stuff on there.
Yeah, Nick Stone has some stuff on there, yeah.
So I'll be interested to see this.
That
And
is
what
very
this
curious.
means in general.
Yeah,
So is this a published, like, is this an actual book or is this an ebook?
is it, or did she get a contract from Wattpad?
Dun dun dun.
I don't know. I'm
We're
reading
getting
more.
later. We're excited for it.
And Revenge of the Sluts. It feels like, I mean, hello, we grew up in a time where girls are body shamed and
100%.
slut shamed. So Revenge of the Sluts sounds
They're coming for people.
like modern day Girls in My Dreams.
Yeah. Who I Was With Her by Nita.
How I would guess.
Nita Tyndall. Such a cute cover. I'm really living for this like yellow and purple color together.
It looks like one person and then like a memory of another person.
It's kind of like shadowy.
Yeah. You see that?
I'm already crying.
You're already crying. Who I was with her. So like maybe she lost someone. She's trying to
Somebody
find
does.
herself. You would cry.
I'm definitely crying.
Okay.
Ashley Woodfolk.
She was the author of Blackout that we were unfamiliar with. Okay.
So this is going to the top of the TBR.
So when we were
Everything.
when you
were everything.
when you were everything.
Sometimes best friends aren't forever.
Oh, that's so sad. Stop talking about us.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, here for that one. It's
We're gonna cry.
Nick Stone says it's stunning.
Well, then it is.
It's got
Margot, probably.
It's definitely
Margot would. Fresh.
Terrible.
I like the cover of this one.
It looks like toothpaste.
Smokes it on the solo cup, so I was like thinking
I
Kool-Aid.
will definitely see that, but my first instinct is like it's a tube of toothpaste.
She's married to a dentist though, so what is not toothpaste?
Ooh.
David Yoon. He has the coolest chair.
You should. I don't know if there's a way to find out if you can get a picture of his chair. It might be on his social media. He sat in it the whole time he did a panel.
It's like a circle chair. I really
fuzzy.
I really
can't.
I want one. It looks like it would just hug you.
Oh, 100%. It was a hug and a chair. Mirror for that.
Oh man.
Kevin and his wife will be on there. David and Nicola. We've already spoke about Nicola. But they're doing Super Fake Love Song, which I think is the sequel to Frankly in Love.
Yeah.
And his whole vibe about just talking about how music brings people together and like there's this super cute love story. It's just so cute. Typically,
I just like keep going back to these authors that are married to each other.
There's a lot more than I thought, so we got some issues because now I gotta read all their stuff.
Like I just have so many questions. Like, did they both know they were authors before they got together?
Did they meet at a convention, a festival, and then fall in love? Because we want that story.
We need that story. You know, like, or did one become the author and then inspire the other? Or like,
These
what?
are answers. If there's a chat bubble,
We're gonna submit these.
I'm gonna be submitting all sorts of questions.
They are so cute
How
together.
did you meet?
How? All the deets.
So cute. And it was so cute too because they didn't like in their panels they didn't talk together. They were like in separate rooms.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just like so cute.
Like you wouldn't know until you know. There was
I think we even questioned it today because we were like, wait, are they still married?
Yeah. And then at the end, during the SmackDown, they were on the same screen together.
Yes,
at
they
that
were
point.
both in that chair.
They were both in that amazing chair. Yeah.
Let's find that chair.
We will.
Anyways, that's the end of the author list. I'm sure there will be way more information put forth really soon. We'll get a schedule, we'll get all the dates on what the panels are going to be. And then there's like 1,000 giveaways to enter.
Yeah. We usually try to remind each other.
100%.
Get yourself a festival buddy, even if you don't attend together.
Get yourself a festival buddy. These are really good. Yeah, I mean, 100% you should be attending YallWest.
Yeah, so there are some faces we know and several that we do not know.
We're really excited.
Some we miss.
Some we're really angry about.
But I mean, that's the nature of the business. So I'm excited to see some of these new debuts. Who knows who we will love at the end of this.
My wallet is going to hurt after these panels. It always says I got like a list of like 1,000 people I gotta buy.
It is.
So, anyways, that is our dates on YallWest. We will be there. Can't wait.
2021.
Maybe next year we can
Be in person.
be in person and shake everyone's hand again.